I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've seen a lot of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
Pretty amazing.
Anytime, Geeky.
Yeah?
Let it rip, Jimmy.
This was an amazing movie. It's amazing as Apollo 13, except in a whole nother way. It takes you about 10 minutes to get into the flow, and then you're in it, and you're just saying, wow. Is it fun to do?
It was the hardest work I think I've ever done, purely as an actor. This is how you make these movies. You stand in front of a microphone and you scream your head off for the better part of 6 hours. That's my recollection of what it was. Long periods of recording the same lines over and over and over again, without any give and take from anybody else, you know. So you had an understanding of the scene, you had an understanding of the storyboards and the animatic videos that they make. But other than that, you just got to imagine you see it all happening before your eyes.
It's kind of like a guy doing commercials for radio.
Yeah, except he doesn't have to like embody it with like character and dynamics and things like that.
But you were basically trying to, I heard Tom Hanks in there. There's a lot of you in there.
Yeah.
I mean, did you try to put whatever you are?
Well, I asked them, I said, do you guys want like some sort of a bona fide character thing? Because I honestly don't do that very well, you know. I don't have like a string of voices that I can trot out. And they said, no, we don't. The first time I actually saw any of this was they took one line from Turner and Hooch and animated it via Woody. So here was this three-dimensional looking kind of wooden puppet screaming at Hooch the dog, you know. And so I said, well, okay, I understand what you're going for, and so you're not really looking for anything specific. So it was just, I am using Woody's character voice right now in speaking with you.
And now it's come to this. Look at you
there
back
it
there,
is.
isn't it?
Tall, good-looking, strapping bow hunk.
Do you remember any good toys? I remember, what was your best Christmas? Do you remember that?
I remember bad Christmases. You know, a good slot car set, you know, you won. That's winning the lottery if you got a slot car set at Christmas time. Bicycle, of course, that was always really big. I remember getting the toys myself. Major Matt Mason was the big thing that I wanted, and I saved up my own money in order to get that. That was a big deal.
Major Matt Mason.
Remember Major Matt Mason? Made by Mattel. He was an astronaut.
My favorite was a train Christmas. Did you have a train Christmas?
My brother had a train Christmas. I didn't have the patience in order to put that train.
It was already together for me.
Oh, really?
On a board.
Where's the accomplishment there?
Are you through with Apollo 13 now? I mean, you've been around the world doing all that?
Yes. Yeah. We went to Europe and talked about it a lot over there, and I think it's open worldwide, so it's history now.
Apollo 13 also goes in Entertainment Weekly. You're in there right now as one of the most powerful men in the world, or something like that.
That's right. Yes. I'm hoping to bear. I'm gonna bring my peace process in Bosnia. I think I look forward to, because I'm number 12 on the list, or number 13 on the list, or whatever it is.
What's all this stuff mean? I mean,
you know, they have to print something, and so every magazine is not just Entertainment Weekly. Us magazine has their 100 most. Premier magazine will have their 100 most popular. Popular Mechanics will have its 100 most popular people in show business. And so it's all where you land on the aggregate, and it means absolutely nothing whatsoever.
But it has gotten a little bit easier for you to open certain doors since Bachelor Party, for example.
Well, yes, that's been a growing thing as time goes by. I'm in a position where, you know, my presence in a script can really boost it along somewhere. But that doesn't necessarily mean that movie should be made just because I'm interested in it. But that's the way the business works, and for right now it's very nice, but my fortunes will change over the course of the years, and I'll be sitting here and you'll be saying, so what happened? What happened to you? You were so powerful back then in the early 1990s. What happened? And I'll say, I don't know, I just kept swinging away, you know, I was just trying to make the movies.
I started eating greasy foods and I just stopped working
That's
out.
what it was. You know what? I gave up caffeine, and right then, boom, something happened to me.
Nice seeing you again, Tom.
Pleasure.
Right.
Pleasure.
Stop tape. Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, Tim, do you like being the cartoons? The hard work, easy work?
Well,
quick buck?
Yeah, it certainly wasn't a quick buck. It's really hard work because the process is so darn long to get to the finished product. It never seemed like this thing was going to end. It was weeks and weeks and weeks. All right, Tim, we need you back for 4 more looping sessions. You never see anything, and all of a sudden, towards last third, you're starting to see stuff happen. And it's brilliant then.
Tom had to play pretty much Tom Hanks. This guy had a little bit of a bit of a something, so he had to kind of get in that character. It made it probably a little easier, didn't it?
Well, because it's big, he's bigger than me, and he's also an innocent. He's just, I like the fact he's just a simple guy. Still trying to figure out who he was and how do you get back to a ship? He's just got to get back, he's got a mission to do. And Tom was trying to wake him up, you know, to the reality that you're just a toy, that's it, and nothing more. And I said, it's kind of a tragedy the way that it moves. That's what I liked, that he went from this pompous, self-assured guy to a nothing. He's just a toy with no arm at the Tea Party. And then Tom has to now, after dragging him down, he's going to figure out a way to get him back up because he needs him now.
I guess you were doing this in so many pieces, you probably didn't get a feel for what it was, but this is a wonderful film. I mean,
I saw it.
It knocks you out. I mean, it took me 10 minutes to get into the flow. It really did, to see what this is, kind of get used to it. But once I got used to it, I mean, it's gone.
It is just like this nonstop, and some real funny stuff. I mean, real funny visuals, and the characters. They've done a great. Other than Hanks, they casted this very well.
You remember much about your youth and toys? What was your big Christmas? What was your big Christmas?
Bicycle. Dad got us all bicycles.
I remember that one. That was a good Christmas.
Yeah, that was the best. Nothing's been ever the same since then.
Train? Do you have a train Christmas?
Got a train. That was early on. That was last Christmas, actually. Finally got the train. Bought it myself. Bought a little Lionel. I actually did, because we had slot cars, but with so many kids, it was hard to have a train. But the bicycle was it, because that lasted. I wanted a Stingray, one of those real useless little bikes. Instead, he gave me a 3-speed, which was much better, because the Stingray was impossible. The spokes about this big around.
Had a slick tire.
Yeah.
I had the Corvette, then I had the Stingray. It was a big couple of Christmases.
I forgot the slick. It had a slick tire, right?
And banana steel wheels and do all that stuff like that. Banana seat, yeah.
But a real neat thing for just goofing around the neighborhood. But they were real expensive, as I recall. Wow, I forgot about that.
You still not getting in the sitcom burnout? Hanging in there pretty good, pacing
Oh,
yourself?
it goes day in, day out. I mean, I'm pickier now about scripts. I'm more defensive about my show. When I don't want us getting into a rut, and I don't want us to leave early, because it's easy for us to get into a rut because we're all so comfortable. So I'm everybody's biggest problem, because I don't want us to leave early, and I don't want us to forget the rehearsals. I want us to stay on it. I want to stay sharp. And we've had, agreeably, some of our hardest challenges this year already, and some of our best shows we've ever done. So it's just like that. I mean, it'll go up and down. We have just a week that just goes like this. The jokes are great. The relationship stuff works. We have made a point of doing something. And Tool Time wasn't just a foolish bit. And then sometimes it's a struggle all week to keep it fresh.
It's going to be sad the last day of that thing, won't it? Whenever that is.
I think about it every day. So does Earl Hindman, plays Wilson. He and I look at each other and say, God, I'm going to miss looking at your face. And we still got 3 years left. But he said, but we've been through 5, and went like that. We love this. We all laugh. And he said, yeah, it's going to be real sad. But he went through a lot of transitions, too. I said, yeah, I'm already thinking about it.
But it's great when something works.
Yeah, it is.
And this does, too. Thank you. Nice meeting you. Thank you.